Hello, hello. My name is Mike. This is Tragic Mike, and I actually already recorded the first part of this video, and I don't know where it is. So we will be re-recording this. So it might be a little all over the place, and I might not be as whatever. Well, let's go. So today's topic is a message for Christian women and women who have been single for a while because they've been waiting for that one special guy. And it's also for women who, because they're Christian, have not been doing anything before marriage. Now, I wanted to initially I was gonna play a girl's video that she posted online and then give my thoughts afterwards. But I figured since I'm re-recording it, I might as well just react to it here with you guys. So let's watch it together. You guys, we were still not recording, so I'm starting over again. Do I not know how to use technology?
Oh. Listen, I'm 28, about to turn 29 next month, and I've never dated. I've never had a boyfriend. And when I tell you that I feel like I'm going to have my one and only, I truly mean it. Like, I feel like I've felt this way my entire life. That's why I've never felt the rush to get into a relationship, or I've never had the huge desire of having a boyfriend or anything like that. Like, truly, I've felt such peace in being single because I've just felt like in my heart that I'm just going to have my one and only, and that's going to be it. And it's going to be so beautiful, such a beautiful story, such a beautiful testimony. And I'm going to be one of the very lucky and very few girls that has that kind of story of their one and only, even though it's taken me a long time. But it's going to happen. And again, I feel like I'm very, very lucky because a lot of girls, not sadly, but, just like their story, their journey of finding their person has been, a bunch of heartbreak, dating, lots of highs, lots of lows until they find their person. But with me, I'm like, I've just been here riding the wave, just cool, chill, relaxed, and then I'm going to have my moment of meeting this man that God has for me. And it's going to be so, so, so wonderful. So I feel so fortunate.
So that was one of my initial reactions to her. She seems to feel like Rapunzel in the tower, sort of waiting for the prince to come. And she's not ugly at all, obviously. So I actually find it kind of strange that she's in her situation. But it's also not surprising when you think about her approach to this particular area of her life. She's just kind of like waiting for it to happen. And maybe she's probably waiting for like an ideal, like, oh no, he has to be like this, and he has to talk like, or he has to believe in this, or, and it's important that beliefs align. But she's very like Rapunzel in the tower waiting for the prince. And it's like, this is real life, you might have to, I don't know, because again, she's not ugly. But I just want to say, just sitting and waiting like that is that's the main takeaway, guys. Like, especially Christian women, don't just sit there waiting, gathering cobwebs, thinking that like the plan is just gonna come and fall into your lap. Because my first thought was, I'm sure at 18 she was waiting, and now she's 28, she's still waiting. So in 10 years from now, she's still going to be waiting at 38 because, and she said it herself. Now, if there's one thing that I learned from my experience is that if you want something done, you have to make it happen. You can't just wait for it to happen. And I'm sure she thinks that there's this plan and she's like trusting the plan and abiding and waiting, and at the right time, the perfect guy is just gonna be given to her. And I mean, I'm not just gonna say it's not gonna happen, but I'm just saying from my experience, especially with things like dating, you need to get up and make that happen. And I feel like because she's a woman and she probably, maybe, I don't know what her beliefs are exactly, but it's likely that she's of a trad belief system where she thinks that the guy is supposed to come and find her, which, whatever, fine. But it's been 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, do you really want to just keep doing the same thing over and over? Because for me, what happened was I also looked at my life and I was like, okay, so this didn't just magically happen. Am I going to sit and wait for another 5 years, or am I going to like change what I'm doing so I can reach what I'm trying to reach? Now, the origin of the soulmate concept can be traced back to ancient Greek philosophy, which describes humans once having 4 arms, 4 legs, and 2 faces before Zeus split them in two, forcing them to spend their life searching for their other half. And the term soulmate itself was coined in 1822 by the English poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge. So, I've personally never really believed in the concept of a soulmate, but I do come from a similar background to this creator. And so I wanted to speak to her, and particularly to Christian women kind of like her. Now, you saw her say that she's waiting because she knows that there's a guy out there for her, and he's being saved for her, and he's destined for her, which is kind of this idea of a soulmate. And she also mentioned that she's lucky to have her story, which she's assuming she knows the ending where she finds someone.
So lucky to be one of the very few girls that has that kind of story, even though, yes, don't get...
Okay, so she says it right there. But it's like, what story? You're 28, you really want to be with someone, and you've never even come close. Which, she's a pretty girl, so wow. But she, like, open your eyes.
Get me wrong, it definitely does get hard at times, and there are very, very random times, honestly, that I feel like discouraged, or I feel slightly sad because it's like, wow, I'm this old. Is there something wrong with me? Like, I've never been in a relationship. I haven't been asked out. There's no cute guy that looks my way. Like, is there something wrong with me? Am I not pretty enough? All these things. But I'm very quick to just like dismiss those feelings, because I know in my heart that God has the most incredible, wonderful man out there for me. So I don't have to worry about that, because I'm just going to meet him, and it's going to be that, like, end of story, you know? And that's just how I've been feeling lately. So, you know, if I have to continue to wait a little longer, heck, I've been waiting for 28 years at this point. Like, what's a couple more years now, you know? Like, it's not going to make any difference. And I truly have loved every single second of being single, and truly, I wouldn't be where I am today if I hadn't been single my entire life, because it's allowed me to grow so much, to heal so much, to grow in my faith, most importantly, and finally get to a point where I feel secure in myself, even though, yes, I do have my insecurities, but I feel like I'm at such a good point that also does come with age, but truly, I owe it all to God and to growing in my faith and my relationship with Him, that I feel like I'm finally at a point where I can say, I'm ready. And it feels scary to finally say that, because it's like, oh, if I say that, it might be happening soon.
Because you say that, it might be happening soon? So you weren't saying you were ready all these years you've been waiting? But now that you say that, it and I'm not trying to be mean, but I feel like my delivery was way better the first time I recorded this, but I am also talking to myself as I'm talking to these women, because I do come from a similar background, and I have had to learn about waiting and things like that too.
So, those are my thoughts. Anyone else?
I'm 31 and I've never had a boyfriend before.
She's for another day. And we can even take it a step further with this next girl. Okay, guys, so let's react to this next girl together. I've heard it before, but let's go through it together.
I told a guy that I was waiting till marriage. It was our 5th date. We were trying to decide if we wanted to be exclusive or not, and expectations and what that would look like. And we talked about my waiting for marriage for about an hour. And he had a lot of questions, and I was like trying to answer them to the best of my ability and explain where I'm coming from and why it's important to me. He was really nice about it, like just a gentleman, just wanting to understand. And I told him, I know that this is a lot.
So my first thought is, there's not that much to understand. He wants to do things, and those things are against her religion if she's not married. It's not complicated. It's not deep. She just will not do that, because the rule is you don't do that if you're not married.
To take in, and I want you to be able to make the best decision for you. So please, take a couple days, think about it, don't think about my emotions, just think about what you need in a relationship. And then give me a call back in a couple of days. And just let me know what you've decided. And I've been waiting for the phone call all day. And I'm like, I know that it'll be good either way. Like, this is just how it is. Like, you know, if I'm gonna choose to, like, set
She's a very pretty girl, by the way.
myself apart in Christ, then this is what dating looks like. But it just feels kind of bad to be waiting for his phone call, like, waiting to see, like, am I worth dating if I don't have sex? And
see, here's my thing. What is she expecting of men?
I'm like, he hasn't called yet, and it's 8 p.m. And so I'm like, well, maybe he's not calling because he'll show up to my place with flowers and tell me that that's not why he was interested in me. And
that's what she's expecting of men. It's what I said before. The Prince Charming thing where, listen, when you come from a background that tells you that what's between your legs is like chewed up bubblegum if you give it away, or that you're like a cow and like, why would he buy the cow if you can have the milk for free? Then you do see your value as related to what's between your legs and if you do stuff in bed or not. And for women, it hits really hard because they're the ones who mainly get their value placed on that part of the body and on that part of their lives. And I think she's not coming from a place of fairness or even reality, because, and I looked this up because I didn't want to just talk out of my, so it's not that men have a higher sex drive than women necessarily. It's just that if you come from a background that says that like sex is wrong, then you're somehow, and I guess I can kind of get like your own body also rejects sexual urges or something. You follow what I'm saying? It becomes, even for you, if you have that mindset, it's going to be harder for you. It's not going to be as natural to you to be a sexual being or to develop sexually at a normal pace. And so for her, she's probably thinking, oh, she's kept herself pure. But that guy does not have that inhibition on him if he's not of that religion. So it's not that she's not worth dating because she won't do it. And that's another, that goes back to what I'm saying, where they put all this value on virginity and like the genitals. And it's like, so she's thinking, oh, like if I'm special to him, then he'll wait. And it's like, sex is a priority. It's a priority for people. And again, it's not that men have a higher sex drive necessarily. It's just that men aren't so shamed into abstinence or so pressured into abstinence. And natural, obvious common sense advice would be she should just look in the church, like look among men who believe the same things that you believe and spare yourself what you're going through.
He wants to be in a relationship with me either way and that I'm worth it. But is that unrealistic? Like wanting like I don't know. I just wish that I was worth a big gesture. Because right now I don't even know if I'm worth a phone call. And it hurts a little bit.
Your value is not between your legs, and your worth is not. Sex is important to people, and it's not that it's high on the list. It's not that you're not worth the wait or that you're not whatever. It's just that if he can get it somewhere else, he's gonna go somewhere else. It's a priority. It's nothing that you're doing. It's nothing that you're not doing. That's just biology. That's just how the hormones work. So it's sad that she's taking it personal because she's bought into the princess fantasy of like, oh, I'm a special gem and, he's going to like earn me and whatever. And it's like, people want to do what they want to do. So it's not a reflection on her at all. She's probably great. The fact that he sat there and talked to her for hours and was really nice to her means that he probably would have wanted to date her. But like I said, sex is a priority.
But like, I'm Either way, I'll be fine. I'm just sad.
That's the thing. Like, it's just like life is not that complicated. And if you're a Christian woman and you're waiting for marriage and you're waiting for the right guy, I just want to leave you with maybe 2 pieces of advice. You might need to get up and make something happen if you've been waiting for a while and nothing's been happening. Number 2, if you don't want to compromise in your beliefs, you're going to have to look within the church, because it's obvious that she was talking to somebody who was not of her religion. So sex is high on people's list. It's not that you're not worth it. It's not. Look, and I'm even talking to myself. You know what I mean? You just need to be realistic about life and about how the body works and gender roles and your expectations. Okay, all right, let me know what you guys think. And low-key, I might, like, if you're a woman, like, seek out, like, I don't know, like, I'm not saying compromise on your beliefs, because, like I said, even I have, there's stuff that even I'm, but I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if you're going to stick to that, you might just really look in church and stick to your group, because otherwise you set yourself up for wasting your time with guys who don't believe what you believe. And most guys are not going to wait. And they're not going to marry you overnight like that. And if you do get married just for that, I'm not sure how smart that is. All right, see you guys next time. You guys, the clips were all over the place. I think I found some. So I did my best to combine them and make it all make sense. But I promise I'm not normally all over the place like this. Please subscribe.